Hello again, everybody. It's Lori White, Greater Providence Chamber of Commerce, Chamber TV, episode number 189. And we're thrilled that you're back to gain additional insights into what our chamber members are up to these days, and also learn about many of the major economic development projects that are ongoing in Rhode Island that will help enhance the business community and the business climate and our overall general well-being as a community. And given that, we have the perfect topic to talk about today. And of course, we're continuing to explore all the various dimensions of healthcare and healthcare policy and nursing education and what we're doing as a state to continue to refine our offerings in the marketplace and to be able to position ourselves truly as a place where we are training our next generation workforce in the important areas and disciplines around healthcare, which no doubt is going to continue to be a super fast growing industry. So with that, I would like to introduce today's guest, and his name is Dr. Kyle McInnis, and he is the new Dean of the School of Nursing and Health Sciences at Providence College. So welcome, Dr. McInnis. It's great to see you today.
Thank you, Lori. It's a pleasure to be here. I really appreciate the invitation to share what's going on at Providence College.
Yeah, fantastic member of the Greater Providence Chamber of Commerce, Providence College. Many of our members are either alums or have direct connections to the school, and we really appreciate the extraordinary economic impact PC makes on the overall community. And this is just another example of Providence College really understanding what the needs of our community are, what the needs of our students might be, and responding to those needs in a very thoughtful and distinct way with the advent of a brand new school. So why don't you tell us all about the new School for Nursing and Health Sciences? It sounds like it's going to be an extraordinary addition to the landscape and what's been happening in the first semester or two.
Definitely. And again, thank you, Lori. Well, there's a lot of excitement at Providence College for many reasons. I think a lot of people have joined the bandwagon on our tremendous athletic program, and our basketball program last year had energized the entire state, I think. And there's so many things that are happening on college in all of the schools. But one of the things that is really generating a lot of momentum over here is the development of a brand new school of nursing and health sciences. And this is really the vision of our new president, Father Saccad, who really thought he felt the one thing kind of missing from the college, and he's been here for decades in various capacities, is a school of nursing. It aligns so well with the mission of Providence College, our Catholic identity, our Catholic and Dominican heritage, and our strong liberal arts foundation. We just thought we're really in an ideal position to create this school and develop graduates in the nursing field and also the more general health sciences field that we can talk about. But as you mentioned, Lori, in terms of economic impact, in terms of meeting a tremendous demand really coming out of the pandemic, we felt like our timing is right to do this now.
Yeah, timing is always essential because it gives us really the liberty and the vision and the latitude to be able to look at a changing landscape. And certainly before the pandemic, things looked entirely different in terms of careers and the availability of individuals who were interested in going into the health sciences. So it seems like, if you listen to a lot of the academics, the literature, that a couple of things are happening. Incumbent healthcare workers after or during the pandemic endured a type of burnout.
Hmm.
I expect, given the needs and the stresses on the healthcare delivery system. And at the same time that we're seeing that, we're seeing really a much more exponential and accelerated need for
Hmm.
healthcare professionals to go into the field. So,
Yeah.
to your point, the timing seems to be ideal.
Yeah, for just as you mentioned, there we are experiencing more of an exodus after the pandemic of a lot of nurses, and in particular, nursing is an aging workforce. A great percentage of nurses are over the age of 50 and have been at the career for a long time, and so that, in combination with the pandemic, really exacerbated a need that had already existed for decades. Um, so we're in a situation where there's a tremendous imbalance between supply and demand, but it's so interesting. Every year across the country, there's about 70 to 80,000 qualified nursing students who cannot find a seat in a nursing program at a time when we don't have enough nurses. So there's this kind of strange and important situation in the workforce that we really need to correct. And here in Rhode Island, it's no different. We are really suffering a imbalance of students who want to become nurses and want to enter the field, but cannot get into a program. So I think Providence College coming in and joining our colleagues at URI and Salve and Rhode Island College, among others, is a really important step to bring more nurses into the region. And we're very happy to be able to do that. And I can tell you a little bit more specifics, but let me pause on that and kick it back to you.
Yeah, surely. And CCRI has a terrific
That's
entry
right.
level program as well. So, explain a little bit about why there is such an imbalance. And many of our listeners may not be aware about, enrollment thresholds and the like. So, how does that work?
Yeah, so enrollments are continue to ramp upwards. So it's not unusual for any of those programs or programs across the country to actually turn away qualified students. And I'd say where the kind of the pike narrows are two things. One is nursing faculty, so having enough faculty to be able to take students on. The other is clinical placements, making sure that as part of the education process, students have a place to get the hands-on experience. So those are probably the two biggest factors. There's others with space, cost, buildings, kind of the logistics of starting a program that is really involved and does require pretty significant investment.
Yeah, I think that whole concept of caps and thresholds, and certainly constraints on facilities and faculty. That happens in nursing. It also happens in physician assistant programs
Right.
and many programs like that. What is the specific dynamic in Rhode Island?
Yeah, thank you, Lori. I think it's not different than most other places. So I came from Massachusetts. I was a founding dean at Merrimack College, just north of Boston, and we launched a new school of health sciences, and now it's called nursing and health sciences. And you see a number of programs starting up because the demand is so high. So as colleges are looking for more students and more applications and those types of things, nursing and health sciences makes a lot of sense. For Providence College, I think the main driving factor was more around mission and in our deep-seated history of providing services to the community, and nursing itself and the nature of that vocation is really aligned with healing and providing love back to the community, and it so aligns with who we are. And so we have that was really the driving motivation for Providence College to start, not necessarily to attract more students, which we certainly did, by the way. Um, But that's the dynamic right now. So you've got a lot of students trying to get into programs, and you've got programs really admitting wonderfully talented future nurses. But the need in the community is that we need more. We're, especially as in the area of mental health and holistic health, which is a big focus of our particular program, as well as community health. So that's the dynamic. That's where we're at. I think it has a lot of implications, for community development. And again, perfect timing for Providence College to be in the mix.
What are your students telling you about the reasons that they're interested in applying and being part of the Providence College community? What, we've talked a little bit about what, makes Providence College different than perhaps some others, but what are you hearing directly from your students about, why is it that they are hearing this particular calling?
Yeah, thank you. I think that's a really critical question. So I will tell you that we got Board of Rhode Island approval to launch the nursing program on September 12th. I think on like 6 hours later, I think we got it around noon, we had our first application, and it really hasn't stopped. We've gotten over 1,300 applications in the last 10 or 12 weeks or so, to our deadline. So even though we came in at the end of our kind of admission cycle, we still ended up with just a amazing kind of groundswell of students who wanted to come to PC. Unfortunately, we aren't able to take as many. So we're starting out, and we'll continue to be a very modest, high quality program of about 50 to 75 nursing students, about the same number of health sciences students. And those students, just by the way, are the ones, as you mentioned, want to go into things like physician assistant and research, occupational therapy, kind of allied health. So we're talking about 150 new students per year, or about 600 new students at Providence College in the new school over the next couple of years. And and so I think what we're hearing and from students and their parents is, again, alignment of mission, um, our strong liberal arts focus that really helps students to develop their problem solving skills, their critical thinking, reasoning, those types of innate and learned skill set that we pride ourselves at being a liberal arts based college. Parents and students are drawn to that. It isn't an add-on. It's the crux of who we are, and because nursing and the healthcare field requires those types of skills. Um, it's not just the technical skills of being able to take blood pressures and you know give shots and those types of things, but the reasoning skills and the like I said, the problem solving, all of those things. So I think our liberal arts foundation is a real plus that people are looking for. And again, I think the second one is, I think PC being a faith-based institution, and our emphasis on holistic healthcare, kind of mind, body, spirit, treating the whole person. I've really heard that from our students who are applying to the program, that they really want that to be part of their formation, or their education.
We're talking to Dean Kyle McInnis, who is leading the new School of Nursing and Health Sciences at Providence College. This is episode number 189 of Chamber TV, and we're really going through the backstory of what propels an institution like Providence College to start a new school, and some of the considerations and the demographic makeup of our society today, and where we're headed. So, Dean McInnis, let's be really clear that we have been talking about nursing as one of the elements within the overall health sciences school, but that's just one of the pillars. Could you talk a little bit about several of the other disciplines that students could indeed apply to.
Yeah, thank you, Lori. Yeah, so nursing is certainly getting a lot of the headlines, and rightfully so. I think it fits into our mission. It fits into the need that we're experiencing, critical need in area hospitals and long-term care facilities, et cetera. But we're equally excited about other aspects of the new school. So the area of health sciences, there we're educating our students to become really any number of professionals in various health fields. So I gave a couple examples a minute ago. Physician assistant is really popular here. Occupational therapy, speech and language pathology, those types of careers are kind of clinically based and require a graduate degree. And so our program really provides the foundation where students can springboard from their health sciences degree that they will receive at Providence College and go into those programs really anywhere around the country. So we ourselves are not starting those programs at this point in time. Um, so those are, graduate programs that are offered here in Rhode Island and across the country. And our students have been going into those programs for years. We also have health promotion, kind of public health type interests from our students, and health policy. We have an existing health policy and management program that's been around for a while, and that actually got shifted over into the new school. So, to be clear, there'll be three programs. Two of them are new: the nursing bachelor's program, the health sciences bachelor's program, and the existing health policy and management. So those three programs, when fully matriculated, would be about anywhere from 800, about 600 to 800 students in the college. And eventually, our plan is to begin some graduate programs as well. With a lot of interest in exercise science and nutrition and human performance to align with our brand in athletics. So that is something we're exploring, among other things.
Well, that's a perfect segue to talk about brand new curriculum and what comes with a brand new school and a brand new curriculum, and cultivating interest from students and faculty. And that is the unveiling of a brand new facility for students and the team to actually participate and have the place that they need for learning that's very different today than it was when students were just sitting in front of a chalkboard. So we're showing some pictures, Dean McInnis, of the new facility as it's proposed. So why don't you show us around?
Yeah, thank you. This is a early rendering. It continues to be updated, and we have a tremendous architectural team called SLAM. They've done programs all around the country, and so this is a five-story building. I think you see 4 stories here in the backside. There's you see that there'll be the fifth story. It will be placed, for those who know us, if there's alum out there. This is the location of the current Fennel Hall, which is a dormitory and actually has a really unique history of being an old hospital way back when. And so this is our lower or east campus. Right on the back side of this building is Eaton Street. And so this is going to be, honestly, one of the most magnificent um, nursing and health sciences facilities on the East Coast. It is absolutely phenomenal. It has a full 20,000 square foot hospital and community nursing simulation center on the third floor. And I always tell people, if you were to go into that building and we blindfolded you and you took your blindfold off in the simulation suite, you would really swear you were inside of a hospital. So it has the latest and greatest technology. There's actually one area dedicated as a maker space. So innovation and research will be part of that as well. And we are also, to align with mission, creating a small chapel on the ground floor of the new building, and that will be adjacent to some of the things that we're doing in medical humanities and bioethics and nursing ethics. So it's a lot there. It's over 100,000 square feet, 5 floors, and the backside actually looks directly down onto the state capitol. So it'll be a sight to see.
What is the status of the fundraising and all the necessary things that goes into actually getting the building up and occupied?
Yeah. So first, I guess the timing. So that building will begin construction in the fall of somewhere in the fall of 2013. It'll take about 18 months. As soon as the students graduate this May, well, we'll begin the deconstruction of Fennel Hall. So we're actually Fennel Hall will be completely removed. That site will be prepared, and then sometime in the probably later fall, kind of a year from a little bit less than a year from now, we'll begin the new construction. Part of
You
the
said 2013. You mean 2023? I hope.
oh,
I forgot half the time.
so 2013 will be the deconstruction of the Fennel Hall. And then once that is completely removed and the site prepared, so it would be at the end of 2013 would begin the construction of the new building. And then that would take about 18 months. So the plan is the new building would open in January, kind of first quarter of 2025.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us about the hospital, the 20,000 square foot simulated hospital, and
Yeah.
paint a picture of what it would be like to, yeah, go in there and blindfolded and open your eyes.
Yeah.
You think,
Yeah. So, I mean, if we brought you
unfortunately, you think you're in a place you don't want to be, of course. So
in, yeah.
what's it look like?
Well, it'll look like a hospital, honestly. And simulation is high fidelity simulation involves using mannequins that literally are controlled by a computer chip. So they breathe, they have a blood pressure. We can really make them simulate them to have medical emergencies and those types of things. So it's really a phenomenal way to supplement kind of real patient educational experiences and prepare students before they see real live patients. And it's also a way that we actually can decrease the number of hours that students spend in the hospitals, which actually is a nice way, again, to balance where there is a demand to get students into hospitals. Really advancing your simulation training is a good supplement, good strategy for that. So it will have patient beds. And again, the beds will look just like if you were in a hospital. But one of the things we're excited about is, a lot of nursing takes place outside of hospitals, long-term care facilities, community health centers, emergency kind of 24 hours places. So we have simulations for all of those types of sites as well. And we are starting a really cool home healthcare. So we'll have an apartment set up with, a refrigerator and washer dryer, a living room, and have students experience what it's like to go into someone's home to provide healthcare. And Lori, the last thing that I would say about that we're also excited about is that we're also simulate patient experiences by collaborating with our arts department, our theater arts department. And so some of our students will actually go into full character and will, just like on Grey's Anatomy, will play out different scenarios. And then our students will need to respond to that appropriately and be able to practice and use their skills when they see all different types of situations that they will be presented with in the real world. So the combination of high tech to kind of real world training that our students will get then that'll all be preparing them to go out to places like Women and Infants Hospital and the Rhode Island Hospital and other places, really all across the state.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And I'll refer you to episode number 185 of Chamber TV when we talked to Dr. Michael Wagner, who is the new CEO of the Care New England healthcare system. And he was talking about a couple of things that dovetail beautifully to what you just talked about, which is clinical placements and having enough students and faculty in the pipeline to be able to, to balance those needs. And then second, he talked about a new program that they have unveiled at Kent Hospital, which is one of the constituent hospitals at Care New England, Kent at Home. So to your point,
Right.
Patients that don't need to be necessarily admitted to the hospital, but do have, some pretty significant chronic issues that do require more intensive than perhaps what one would get from, a visiting nurse, if you will, where doctors actually need to go in and tend to a patient that might have COPD or something like that. So the in the home new venue, of course, lots of advantages to that, no doubt. More efficient from a cost perspective, but also from a patient perspective. Patients would rather be in their own homes than to be, in the ER or in sort of a holding area. So having that sort of facility within your new facility to
Right.
show how a home needs to be set up to be able to be a really efficient, safe place for medical care.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. And our emphasis again is on community, and so you'll also find our students in the community health centers around the state, and that's really important to us. And in the urban community as well, where people speak different languages, all sorts of languages. So one of the things we've done is we're starting a Spanish for the healthcare professional. It'll be a minor offered through our world languages department, and so a lot of our students will be in that program. And we're also doing immersive cultural immersion trips to different countries as well, again, to increase the um, capabilities of our students to understand different cultures and to deliver healthcare to all people wherever they are and wherever they come from. Uh, and we'll be in really unique places too. We have an agreement, or at least an initial conversation, I should say, with the Pawtucket Housing Authority. Um, we are in, or will be in, a number of psychiatric mental health facilities across the state. We have talked with the Elena Slater Hospital, among others. So I guess the way to think about the PC program is very non-traditional, very contemporary, and very holistic, really looking to provide services to the state and to our communities in a holistic manner: mind, mental health, physical health, spiritual health. So very excited, and we're getting such wonderful students and faculty as well. We've started our faculty searches, and people are applying from around the country, and I'm so thrilled that we'll be bringing talent to the state and to Rhode Island, and that's just going to help all of us.
Yeah, that's, you've painted an amazing picture, Dean McInnis. And what I would say is that, you're leveraging, truly leveraging all of the capabilities of Providence College, all your specialties, subspecialties, making it truly interdisciplinary
Right.
and putting forth, truly a unique offering. So we only have a minute left. So let me just ask you to provide any closing comments and maybe tell us when you're going to select your first class. What's the timing on that?
Yeah, the first class is being selected as we speak. As I said, we've gotten tremendous, talented students who have applied. The admissions team is working diligently to form the first class, and they'll start. And I can't believe it, in less than eight months or so, next September, this coming September. So we can't wait to get them on campus. Um, and you did ask me about fundraising too, and I think with this topic, we led by Mr. Greg Waldron in our institutional advancement department. We've had tremendous response from Providence College alumni who have really stepped up and helped us to get some good momentum going. We're also talking to the business community. So that's why I was so excited to come on today to, we're looking we want to know how we can help. And we want to partner with the business community in any way that makes sense. And so I'd be happy to, to take calls or to hear from folks that want to be part of this. Again, this is really needed for Rhode Island, and Providence College is in a great position to do some good work. But the best way we're going to be able to do anything is through really good partnerships. So really appreciate the time to share this with the business community.
Fantastic. So, what's the best way to reach you, Dean McInnis?
Yeah, so probably just on the Providence College website, you'll see my email there, and there's also all sorts of media releases and things that we've done for the school. You can take a closer look at the building. There are some webinars and some other things that people might find interesting if they want to dig a little deeper.
Fantastic. So I hope you'll come back when the building is up and open, and we can, take a closer look at the facility, all 5 floors, and really get a sense of the excitement of the staff and the faculty and the students as you begin this important project. So
Well,
thank you for being with us.
thank you, Laurie. We'd love to give you a tour. And this is going to be kind of open arms to the community. And we're excited to be able to host events here and do some really special things. This is about us, as a community. And we're thrilled to participate and to work with you.
Fantastic. Okay, we will see you next time, everybody. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to reach out to Dean McInnis for some additional information on how you can get involved in this important project. See everybody later. Thank you.
Thank you.